Explain like I'm 5. What do bomb squad members do most of the time since there are rarely bombs to defuse? Many times a specialty squad will be made up of regular members that have a specialty training program. They maintain this specialty alongside of general regular service. Such as a beat cop may also be a specialist in a bomb squad. It may vary by country, but police departments that only rarely, if ever, need a SWAT team could have some of their regular officers trained as SWAT agents. They'd just do regular patrol service until the need for SWAT arises. Bomb squad might be similar. Being able to defuse bombs doesn't mean one can't handle a speeder. Can't speak directly for bomb squads, but I have a friend who's in the kinda specially trained emergency response job you'd apply bomb squad to think specialist firefighter at an airfield. From what he tells me, training, sleeping and eating, chilling in a gym, more training, paperwork on all the training, more training. In the UK they spend a lot of time dealing with unexploded WW2 bombs that some digger has just uncovered. Train, practice, respond to calls that aren't explosive hazards that you don't hear about. Do community outreach. Do paperwork. Go on vacation. My cousin's husband is OD, and it seems most of his free time is spent wearing short shorts during normal activities. I visited an EOD unit in the Air Force a few years ago. Their whole space was basically a gym and every guy was massive, so guess they worked out most of the day. Train. They make bombs and then defuse those bombs. Study. Do paperwork. Get certified and make sure they're up to date. They may have other duties besides being bomb squad members to do as well. We train all the fucking time. And there are a lot more than you'd think. In the military, we cover conventional ordnance as well as improvised. Depending on jurisdiction. We also support the Secret Service, local police, the FBI, special operations, and so on. I have personally only had 2 IEDs to defuse in the States, but well over 100 conventional ordnance responses. As for the individual number of explosive ordnance, it's likely in the multiple thousands. And that's not including overseas work. Well, if The Rock was an accurate portrayal, which I assume it was, then they just sit around playing with dart guns and buying rare records 99 of the time. In most parts of the country, bomb squads tend to be super regional, even crossing state lines. It's not unheard of for the Philadelphia Police Department bomb squad to travel 50 miles outside the city limits, which are coterminous with their county. In other parts of the country, the first responders may be a military EOD explosive ordnance disposal team. Someone compared bomb square EOD teams to SWAT teams. I don't think they're at all comparable. SWAT teams seem to be much less specialized and much more prevalent. That's why cops are always pissed at those magnet fishers. What else would the bomb squad be doing? Literally anything else. Practice. 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 You don't want to make a mistake in that job. That and likely a lot of checking out suspicious non-bomb items. My cousin, who joined the police force after coming home from Iraq, said that most, if not all, EOD personnel are regular cops, firemen, paramedics and hazard workers, but with extra training to handle explosives. Once a bomb threat was disposed, they go back to what they were originally and stay that way until another threat is called in. Mostly a bomb squad will just be a course or certification or class that 3 to 5 of the 10 to 50 officers take and learn. So either they are on a normal shift or are off work, so depends on when the call for that squad is needed. Most days they just do regular cop shit. Until they need to be in group with the squad. They practice rapid deployment from all types of scenarios. Like a volunteer fire department. They come from all over to MC Gruber that shit. Most days. They're just doing cop shit though. Have you ever taken the public transport? Bomb to defuse are a very common case of delay. Usually it's just a forgotten suitcase. But the policy is to assume that every unattended luggage is a bomb. So to close a perimeter around the suitcase and call the bomb squad who come with their nice robot to destroy that suitcase. What have you been doing? Soldier. Training. Sir. What kind of training? Army training, sir. Platoon army training, sir. What happened to your drill instructor? Blowed up, sir. Platoon blowed up, sir. I feel like people don't really know what this subreddit is for. It's not just for any random question. The answer to this question is obviously easy enough to understand. Explaining it like you're 5 isn't necessary. There are other subreddits for these type of questions. Practice defusing bombs. Maintaining equipment and keeping abreast of advancements and trends in bomb making while doing regular work. Any other normal job police and/or military etc. would normally do. Do you think volunteer or even paid firemen do nothing 24/7? Volunteers work normal jobs and paid to shit like maintenance to apparatus, checking hydrants, helping people install or check alarms. Hell, the cliché taking cats out of trees. Come on. I'm picturing a bunch of dudes in bomb gear just sitting around the ready room drumming their fingers on the desk and waiting for a bomb to get called in. They're about as busy as the Maytag repairman. The same thing as everyone else. But they collect a bigger paycheck while doing it. Drinking coffee. Being parked for hours on a street while fiddling with their laptop. Getting pissed at you when you try to file a police report after you've been victimized. Padding their hours through overtime fraud. You know. The usual. They have a day job doing something else with specialty training in explosive devices that make them part of a team of people that would respond. In the case of bomb stuff, this is usually just regular cops. The same is usually true of hazmat techs, usually just firefighters, SWAT regular cops, etc., etc., etc. The bigger the city, municipality, county, the more likely that they might be able to keep some of these specialty services to dedicated staff. But it's pretty rare, and in most places it's just specialty training on top of a day job. Their normal patrol duties. Just like SWAT, SRT, whatever that place calls them. They will also spend time training those specific skills. Military EOD will also do a lot of reading, playing video games, stupid details, and some hiding out, when not training or on an actual call. They spend all their time learning about bombs and training in disposal techniques. It's partly out of a sense of professional obligation, and partly so they aren't reduced to atoms during an actual defusal. A lot of time is spent traveling from the capital city they are based in to other parts of the state, usually to identify something that is not explosive. I've seen them travel 6 hours to confirm that the shipping cardboard canister for a grenade is not in fact a grenade, or that the suspicious device is actually a street light that has fallen from the pole it now sits at the base of. People will call the police for anything they think might be explosive, and it shows.